The worst agony isn't losing her. It's lying in bed beside her, kissing lips that just touched another man, holding a body that isn't yours anymore. While she looks you dead in the eye and lies without flinching, I know because I've done it. I've whispered, "I love you," while another man's fingerprints were still on me. That's the part men never understand. We don't just cheat with our bodies, we cheat with our words. Every lie means the opposite. Today, I'll expose the 13 biggest lies women use to cover betrayal. And the one that shatters men the most is number 4, because it's the one she'll say right before she gives herself away. Before I break down all 13 lies, hit that like button right now. Drop a quick comment. Just write, "I hear you," so I know you're listening. And subscribe, because I'm exposing the playbook every single day. If you miss one of these, another man will hear it instead. And she'll end up obsessing over him, not you. Lie Hassan 3, the innocent giggle. When I laugh too hard at my phone, I tell you it's just a friend. But here's the truth. No woman laughs at her screen like that. Unless it's from a man she wants. I've done it. I've sat across from a boyfriend, hiding my smile, acting like it was nothing, while another man was making me feel alive through a text. That giggle, it's not innocent. It's arousal in disguise. Women crave emotional stimulation before physical betrayal. A man who can make her laugh from a distance is already inside her head. That friend she insists is harmless. He's building intimacy while you're slowly being replaced without even knowing it. The more she giggles at her phone, the less she laughs at your jokes. The more she hides her screen, the more she shares her secrets elsewhere. By the time you notice, her heart and soon her body is already leaning toward him. Never compete for attention with a glowing screen. A man in his frame doesn't demand, "Who is that?" He goes silent, detached, and watches the pattern. If she's hiding, if she's giggling more with her phone than with you, you already have your answer. And if you think the giggle is bad, wait until you hear the excuse she uses when she tells you she's just tired. That one cuts even deeper. Lie Hassan 2, the busybody lie. When I come home cold and distant, I say I'm just tired from work. But the truth, I'm not drained by deadlines. I'm drained because I gave my energy to another man. I've whispered that excuse with my hair, still messy from him. My body's still buzzing from his touch. And you believed it because you wanted to. Women know men respect effort. So when she blames her exhaustion on a long day, you'll sympathize instead of question, but tiredness recovers with rest. Indifference doesn't. If she always claims fatigue yet never recharges for you, her energy isn't lost. It's already spent elsewhere. The work stress excuse slowly conditions you to accept less affection, less intimacy, less of her presence. Meanwhile, she's giving her best self to another man and leaving you the scraps. And when you try harder to comfort her, she only pulls further away. Don't beg for her time. Don't play the therapist. A man in frame recognizes the shift if she's always too tired for you, but never too tired for others. You step back, withdraw your attention, and watch if she notices or if she doesn't care. But the fatigue lie is nothing compared to the cover we love most, Girls' Night. That's where betrayal hides best. Lie Hassan, the Girls' Night cover. When I say it's just a girls' night, you want to believe it. But here's the truth. Girls' night is the easiest mask for betrayal. I've walked out the door in heels, kissed my boyfriend goodbye, and went straight into another man's arms. And later, I smiled saying, "We just had drinks. Babe, That lie tastes sweet on my lips because it keeps me untouchable while I'm touching someone else. Girls' night works because it sounds innocent. It plays on trust. You imagine harmless laughter, gossip, and wine. But the danger is in the vagueness. No man can follow, no man can confirm, and women know it. The ambiguity becomes a shield where we can do anything and blame suspicion on your insecurity. Every time you accept the excuse, her leash gets longer. She learns she can disappear for hours, come back smelling different. And you'll nod like nothing's wrong. The more she gets away with, the bolder she becomes. Soon, girls' night becomes weekend trip. Don't interrogate, don't stalk, don't pay for details. Simply observe. If her girls' night leaves her coming back later, colder, distant, or suddenly overcompensating, you already know the truth. Masculine men don't police women. They recognize when women police themselves or when they stop caring altogether. But if you think words are bad, wait until you see what happens when she changes her look, the makeup, the perfume, the lingerie. She'll say it's self-care. It isn't. Lie Hassan Zero, the Makeup Alibi. When I suddenly wear perfume and lingerie for no reason, I'll tell you, it's just self-care. But here's the truth. I didn't dress up for myself. I dressed up because another man was about to see me. I stood in the mirror fixing lipstick, telling my boyfriend, I just wanted to feel pretty tonight. When really, I wanted to feel wanted by someone else. A woman's sudden spike in appearance isn't random, it's strategic. We don't invest in perfume, lingerie, or heels unless we expect attention. If she wasn't putting in effort for you, but now suddenly changes, she's not reviving intimacy. She's rehearsing it for someone new. That self-care excuse lulls men into blindness. You smile, thinking she's trying for you again, when in reality, you holding the cover story for her betrayal. The more you believe it, the more she uses it. Soon, she'll smell like roses in your arms, but the roses aren't for you. Don't reward guilty affection. If she's suddenly changing for no reason, don't shower her with validation. Step back, test the pattern. Real attraction is consistent. Fake attraction always arrives with guilt, but makeup and perfume are just the start. The real betrayal shows up in silence, in the way she kisses you without warmth. And that lie, that's the one you'll feel in your bones. Lie #9, the silent kiss. When I pull away in bed and say, I'm just stressed, that's the lie. The truth, my body is no longer reaching for you because it's already been satisfied elsewhere. I've kissed a man in the afternoon and kissed my boyfriend at night, and I knew he could feel the difference. The warmth was gone, the softness was gone, and still, I blamed it on stress. Desire doesn't eat overnight. It gets redirected. Women use stress as the perfect alibi because it sounds believable, but tiredness recovers with sleep. Indifference never does. If she kisses you like her lips are dead weight, it isn't exhaustion. It's disinterest born from fulfillment somewhere else. The stress excuse forces men into denial. Instead of confronting the truth, you try harder, giving more affection, more patience, more effort. But the more you push, the further she drifts because she doesn't need your touch. She already gave herself to someone else. Respect your intuition over her excuses. If her body feels different, trust that feeling. Don't argue. Don't beg. Don't push harder. Step back and let the truth reveal itself. Masculine men don't chase ghosts. They recognize when the body's already left, But when guilt grows too heavy, she won't go cold. She'll go the opposite. She'll suddenly shower you with I love yous. And that's lie hash 8, lie hash out. The I love you bomb when guilt eats me alive. I start saying I love you more. Out of nowhere. I'll hug tighter, kiss deeper, whisper sweet words like I've rediscovered you. But the truth, those I love you aren't for you. They're for me. They're my way of drowning out the shame. I've looked men in the eye, said you're my everything. While my heart was still replaying another man's touch, guilt creates overcompensation. Instead of pulling away, some women smother. It's a performance, a way to erase suspicion before it forms. Those sudden bursts of affection aren't born from passion. They're born from panic. She's not trying to reconnect with you. She's trying to convince herself she isn't a betrayer. Men fall hardest for this lie because it feels so real. You breathe a sigh of relief. You think she's back. She still loves me. But what's actually happening is truer. You holding her guilt, not her love. She's using you as her conscience cleaner. Don't mistake guilty affection for real desire. Test consistency. If affection only comes after distance, after unexplained absences, after sudden coldness, it isn't love, it's damage control. Masculine men don't take counterfeit intimacy. They recognize when affection is a cover-up, and the lies don't stop at words. Wait until you hear the excuse she gives when she comes home late. That's lie H number 7. The late return story, lie hash 7, the late return story. When I come home late and say work ran long or my phone died, those aren't explanations. They're alibis. I've walked through the door with another man's scent still faint on my skin, feeding my boyfriend excuse after excuse, and he swallowed them because he wanted to believe me. That's the cruelest part. We don't even need a good lie. Just a willing man. Excuses work because men want logic, not confrontation. Women know this. That's why work stress, traffic, or helping a friend become the perfect shields, they sound reasonable. They can't be easily disproven, and they flip suspicion into guilt, making you feel insecure for even asking. Every time you let the story slide, she learns your boundaries. Bend. That lateness becomes routine. What starts as a late night at work grows into weekend trips. You're not a boyfriend anymore. You're the backup. Don't get lost in details. Track the pattern, not the excuse. Masculine men don't demand explanations. They set standards. If lateness and flimsy stories keep stacking, you don't need proof. You need clarity. But sometimes it's not lateness or distance. Sometimes it's anger. Lie hash 6 is the anger shield. And that's when she starts fights just to hide what she's done. Lie hash 6, the anger shield. When I've crossed the line, I'll pick fights over nothing. I'll snap about dishes. Your tone, the way you breathe. Then I'll say, you're the problem. But the truth, I'm projecting. I'm guilty. And I can't stand the mirror you hold up. So I throw anger at you like smoke to cover my tracks. I've done this. I've cheated. Then turned around and made him feel like the bad guy, just so I wouldn't have to face my own betrayal. Projection is one of the oldest tricks. A guilty woman needs a villain. And if she paints you as controlling, inattentive, or cold, she gets to rewrite the story in her head. Suddenly, she isn't the betrayer. She's the victim. And you start defending yourself against crimes you didn't commit. The more you argue, the deeper you sink, because defending yourself only gives her more ammunition. You're stuck in the role she scripted for you. The toxic boyfriend, well, she gets to run from her own shame. That's how guilt turns into control. Don't play defense. Don't beg. Don't debate. Don't justify. A masculine man calls it calmly. You don't need to fight to justify what you've already decided. Then step back. When you refuse to play the villain, her script collapses. But anger is just one mask. The next one is quieter, more dangerous. It's in her social media. That's lie #5. The social media mask, lie #5, the social media mask. When I post a picture half-dressed and say, it's just for me, that's a lie. It's bait. It's never just for me. It's for whoever's watching. I've told boyfriends, relax. I just like how I look. While secretly checking if the one man I really wanted would notice. That selfie wasn't validation from myself. It was an open door for someone else. Women know social media is the perfect playground for attention. When she claims her posts are harmless, she's testing two things. How many men will bite and whether you'll flinch. If you accept it blindly, she feels untouchable. If you challenge it, she flips it on you. Why are you insecure? Either way, she keeps control. The more she feeds the world her image, the less special you become. When she's showing herself to strangers for likes, your approval loses value. And when another man gives her the validation she craves, she starts to imagine him instead of you. Don't compete with a screen. Don't argue. Don't chase. Don't become another in her pocket. Masculine men never fight for digital scraps. They command respect in real life. If she needs the world's eyes more than yours, she's already slipping away. But some lies can't be hidden behind a screen. Some lies come home with her, washed, scrubbed, and disguised as self-care. That's lie. Number 4, the clean slate lie. Lie #4, the clean slate lie. When I rush to the shower the second I get home and say, I just needed to freshen up, that's the lie. I'm not washing off the day. I'm washing off him. I've done it. I've walked in, heart racing, scrubbing my skin like I could erase the evidence, then climbed into bed smelling of soap instead of sweat. And he never questioned it because who suspects cleanliness? Women know the body tells stories, scents, skin, clothes, all carry traces. So the quickest way to bury guilt is to scrub it away. The I just wanted to feel fresh excuse works because most men don't want to face the darker truth. She's not cleansing for you. She's cleansing from someone else. The more she hides behind hygiene, the deeper the betrayal cuts. You think she's practicing self-care when really she's practicing self-erasure. And every time you accept it, you become the accomplice to your own replacement. Don't accuse. Don't rage. Observe. Patterns expose more than confrontations. If the shower becomes ritual, if the freshness feels staged, you already know masculine men don't ignore their gut. They trust it even when it hurts. But if the shower lie stings, the next one is worse. It doesn't come with soap. It comes in bed. That's lie number 3. The dead bedroom excuse. Lie #3. The dead bedroom excuse. When I roll over at night and whisper, I'm just not in the mood. That's the lie. The truth? Desire doesn't vanish. It moves. I've told that excuse with another man's touch still echoing in my body. I said I was tired, stressed, or hormonal when really I wasn't empty. I was already full, just not from him. Sex is never just about the body. It's about presence. When a woman has already given herself elsewhere, her fire's gone for you. The not in the mood excuse is the softest cover for the harshest truth. She doesn't need you tonight because she already had someone else. Men fall into the trap of begging more patience, more affection, more effort. But the harder you push, the colder she gets. And every time you accept rejection without seeing the shift, you're training yourself to tolerate a woman who's already gone. Never bait for intimacy. If her passion dies, you don't throw yourself at the coffin. You step back. You protect your dignity. A man in frame would rather sleep alone than hold a body that isn't truly his. But sometimes she won't pull away. Sometimes she'll go the opposite, painting you a perfect future while betraying you in the present. That's lie H number 2. The future fake, Lee number 2. The future, lie #2, the future fake. When I talk about marriage, kids or are doing vacation and say, I can't wait for our future. That's the lie. I've said those words with another man's number still saved under a fake name in my phone. I painted castles in the sky so he wouldn't notice the cracks in the ground. The future talk wasn't about love. It was about distraction. I wasn't promising forever. I was covering my betrayal today. Future faking works because it soothes suspicion. If she's talking about 5 years from now, you won't question what she did 5 hours ago. Women use the illusion of long-term vision to blind men to short-term deceit. It buys time, it buys trust, and it buries guilt. The more you believe her future talk, the more power she has in the present. You stop noticing her coldness, her distance, her late nights. You confuse words for commitment, and by the time reality shatters, you've invested years into a woman who was already gone. Stop listening to promises. Watch patterns. A woman's future talk means nothing if her present actions don't match. Masculine men don't get hypnotized by someday. They look at what's real right now, but all the lies lead to the biggest one. The one every man has heard. That's lie, H number 1. The forever lie. Lie number 1. The forever lie has on the forever lie. When I look you in the eye and say, you're the only one, that's the lie. I've whispered it with another man's taste still on my lip. I've said it while knowing damn well you weren't the only one. I just needed you to believe it. Because if you believed it, I could keep both worlds. To you, it sounded like love. To me, it was cover fire. This is the most powerful lie because it plays on a man's deepest need, exclusivity. Men want to be chosen, not shared, and women know that. So when she feels you pulling away or her guilt rising too high, she drops this line like a drug. It soothes your doubt while it silences her shame. The only one lie is the final mask. By the time she says it, you're already in competition. You never signed up for. And if you believe it blindly, you don't just lose her, you lose your self-respect. Masculine men don't demand proof. They don't beg for reassurance. They decide what their boundaries are and they enforce them. If she needs to say, you're the only one, it's probably because she's not living it. And now you've heard all 13 lies. The words that mean the opposite, the truths most men never see until it's too late. But the question isn't about her anymore. It's about you. Now you see it. Every lie wasn't random. Every excuse wasn't innocent. They were signals, cover stories for betrayal. And the hardest part isn't hearing them. It's realizing how long you believed them. Here's the truth. Women don't lie to protect you. We lie to protect ourselves from guilt, from exposure, from losing both worlds. But if you're the man who swallows every excuse, you become her safety net while another man becomes her obsession. That's why masculine frame is everything. Masculine energy doesn't beg for truth. It commands it without a word. You don't argue. You don't accuse. You don't chase clarity. You create it by observing, by stepping back, by refusing to stay where respect has died. Understand this. A woman who cheats may regret it, but she regrets it quietly. She'll miss your strength, your steadiness, your presence, but she'll never confess it. And you must never betray yourself by staying blind. If her actions don't match her words, you already know. You don't need proof. You need courage, because here's the power shift. Women respect what they can't control. They lose interest in what they can manipulate. The moment you stop chasing her explanations, the moment you step into self-respect, you flip the script. She's no longer in control. You are. And that's when the regret sets in. She'll replay the giggles, the late nights, the lies she told, and realize she lost a man who couldn't be broken. That's the kind of man she never forgets. The one she can't replace. The one she remembers every time she lies next to someone else and wishes it was you. Masculine energy doesn't chase. It attracts. It doesn't beg for the truth. It becomes the truth. And if she leaves, she'll regret it forever. Because men who hold the frame never stay forgotten. These were the 13 lies, women say, that always mean the opposite. If this hit you, if it opened your eyes, hit like right now. Drop a comment. Tell me which lie you've heard with your own ears, because trust me, you're not the only man who's lived it. And make sure you subscribe. Every day, I'm exposing another secret from the female playbook. The things we do, the things we hide, and the games we play that most men never see until it's too late. Don't miss one. Because if you skip a day, another man will hear it instead. And while you're still in the dark, she'll be obsessing over him. Not